joining us now to discuss. Tennessee Congressman and House Foreign Relations Committee member Tim Burchett. Welcome back to Wake Up America, sir.
Thank you all for having me, and thank you for my birthday wishes yesterday.
Well, it was our pleasure to do it, sir. Let's get right in.
I wish you'd quit wearing those nice dresses, because every time my wife sees it, I know I'm going to probably have to go to Target and get one of those.
I'll send her some dress stuff.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
All right, Congressman, I want to get right to Afghanistan. On Twitter, you posted this photo of a note that somebody gave you, and it says, quote, "Sir, the country is failing. This administration is a joke. Do something to save the people, the Afghan people. American lives are in danger to be murdered by the outlaw Taliban." We were just discussing the human impact of all of this with your colleague, Congressman Mike Waltz. Are you getting a lot of these types of communications from your constituents where people just are so upset, they're angry, they're scared, or they're sad at just what has happened here?
Well, first of all, thanks for having my buddy Michael Waltz on. He's the real deal. He is a true hero, and thank you for your service, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's the real deal right now. We have a lot of, Afghanistan is one of the largest Christian communities in that region, and we're getting calls from missionaries, preachers, people that have family members over there, and they just can't get out. There are, I believe, 56 checkpoints that they have to go through that are controlled by the Taliban. Anthony Blinken is a liar. He tells us one thing at a confidential meeting, and then he tells the world something else. President Joe Biden is a coward and is inept, and I don't think he's mentally well. I know that's some strong words, but we've got Americans that are in harm's way. What we've got to do is we've got to go back to under Pompeo and Trump, where they had a conditional withdrawal. And the Taliban understood if they mess with Americans, they die. They die. No pallets of cash, no arms shipments, no pats on the back in the international community. This is like if a president were to go deal with the Bloods and the Crips. I mean, that is exactly, these people are just terrorist thugs, and now they have billions of American dollars in firearms and weaponry, and it's out of control. And if you don't think the Chinese and the Russian they're going to tell you, they're going to say, well, these folks can't handle these helicopters. They can't maintain them. Well, dadgummit, the Chinese and the Russians can, and you better believe they're going to be there training them to outsource that terrorism to us.
Yeah, you're right. Congressman, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, we were just talking about him, was asked, why should the United States care about what the Taliban want to do at Kabul airport, since the U.S. does not eye them as legally recognized government? Take a listen.
Our focus right now is on getting our citizens and getting our partners, Afghan partners, third country partners who've been working in Afghanistan with us, out of the country into safety. And for that purpose, first, the Taliban, whether we like it or not, is largely in control of the country, certainly in control of the city of Kabul.
Sir, your thoughts on what he said?
Well, you know why they're in control? Because the president is a coward, and he didn't allow air support early on. He didn't listen to military leaders. He wasn't allowing Americans to go outside of the gate, our military people, to bring our people back in. You heard Waltz talk about he had people outside the gate. We've had that same instance. I've got a little girl, Madison Heinsohn. She's on vacation, but she's working on vacation, and our office is just covered up with these requests. It's continuous. They need to address this. And to say that there are no Americans being held without their, this is just like Southeast Asia, where we allowed the Viet Cong to get away with over 2,000 unaccounted for Americans. We have got to account for these Americans. No man or woman left behind is the motto of our military, and it should be this president's. But unfortunately, this is the same president who didn't want to go after bin Laden, who was the vote in the Situation Room, if y'all remember that. That's right. He didn't want to go after bin Laden. I mean, he has no guts. He has no standing in the world right now. We are the laughing stock of the world right now because of our handling of it. When the French are going out and getting their people, and the American fighting man is not allowed to do that, the morale in our military is incredibly low right now because of that, and that is a bad situation. Our enemies no longer fear us, and we have no more friends. And this is going to continue until we address this problem, until the president or whoever's pulling his strings, because I still think he's looking around for a soft serve ice cream machine. I can't say enough bad about that situation. When you see him, I've talked to physicians that tell me, say, Tim, brother, man, this guy, he's got to get out of there. But the problem is Kamala Harris is worse. So we're stuck with this. And I tell people, I say, if you're a praying person, we need to ask the Lord to step in, because our leadership is hurting. And I pray every night. I wake up in the middle of the night worried about where our country's headed, because honestly, I'm in these, I call them double secret meetings, but these confidential hearings and things that we get briefed on this stuff. And it is far worse than they are telling us.
Wow. It's just some sobering news, and a lot of people obviously are upset, nervous. The president's not taking questions when he's addressing the press. There's a lot to unfold, and we really thank you, Congressman Tim Burchett, for being on the show again today.
Thank y'all for having me always. Y'all are the best.